I didn't find anyone and I lost the money. It's been 2 years and the company Xiehu Liang Yuan owes me 8,000 yuan in membership fees. I've been there several times with my child, but they just avoid me. I feel that this company has a huge sense of deceiving consumers, as if they were just stringing me along. The people they introduced to me as potential partners seemed to be randomly picked from the street. The strangest part was a man who showed up in flip-flops and spoke extremely rudely. That was what bothered me the most. They claimed they couldn't refund my money due to the pandemic and the expired rent, but they never did anything. I didn't find anyone and I was scammed. I honestly don't know what to do anymore.
I went back, looked up some information, checked the details, asked colleagues, asked friends, if they knew any. They said that most of these matchmaking agencies are basically deceiving people, and the results aren't great. Recently, I spoke with their matchmaking company, and they said they would refund me 7,000, but they would deduct 3,000 as a penalty fee. Then, they would introduce me to some girls, without charging any money. According to my conditions, they would match me with girls willing to meet me. They say men are impulsive creatures, and Mr. Lei might be the best example of that. Under the guidance of the staff from the matchmaking platform, Mr. Lei didn't research the company at all. He just threw in 10,000 yuan, really throwing himself into the search for a wife. Originally, Mr. Lei would attend the blind dates calmly, and maybe he would find someone suitable. But when he got home that night, Mr. Lei reconsidered and thought, was it too hasty to pay that money? So he researched a lot about online matchmaking platforms, and asked many friends. They all said that these matchmaking sites are basically scams. They just want to make money by introducing people who have nothing to do with what you're looking for. Now, Mr. Lei really regretted it. Even though he had a good salary, 10,000 yuan is still a lot. So he thought about canceling the contract and trying to get his money back. But is it easy to get back money that's already been paid? The platform staff said that canceling the contract is possible, but according to their rules, a 30% penalty fee would be deducted. Now Mr. Lei was upset. He gave them the money, and in one night they wanted to earn 3,000 yuan in easy profit. That's even easier than gambling. Besides, he didn't get any service at all. Why should he just throw away the money like that? But the staff said, these are the company's rules, and they wouldn't change them. Both sides were at an impasse. Later, the matchmaking platform staff couldn't resist Mr. Lei's repeated attempts to contact them, so they agreed to refund him 7,000 yuan. They would still introduce him to candidates according to the contract, which means he would pay 3,000 yuan to enjoy a 10,000 yuan service. Mr. Lei thought it wasn't too bad, so he agreed. And you, who do you think lost in this situation? The most popular matchmaking and dating agency model right now, I think, is about to end. Have you noticed that? In 2024, many dating agencies have started to disappear. Since the wedding ring scam was exposed on 3.15, young people are no longer willing to spend thousands of yuan just to meet a few people. This kind of deception will no longer work. Why? Because there are far fewer fools now, and a lot more smart people. And the tricks just aren't enough anymore. In fact, this marriage industry works as an intermediary, with men on one side and women on the other, with no stock costs. All you need is a phone to open a business and marry someone, charging a matchmaking fee. But with the development of modernization and rising personal expectations, the influence of toxic advice on social media and TV dramas with powerful CEOs, many men realize that their emotional intelligence is not increasing as quickly as women's desires. As a result, the success rate is very low. In other words, the easy money agencies make is almost disappearing. Matchmakers also need to eat. They need an income. So, what to do? The idea of charging upfront fees was born. They started charging thousands of yuan to introduce 3 or 5 people, with digital models, annual memberships, and even small registration fees. Additionally, there were suggestions to add more fees. Because of the money, this generated many fraudulent situations, with some agencies even pressuring clients to spend much more, turning thousands of yuan into tens of thousands, and so on. Meanwhile, singles think that by paying this money, they'll get married. These two completely unequal businesses end up being dominated by fraud. Recently, I realized that a new approach was created with the idea of a singles club. No membership fees, no matchmaking fees, just getting together for activities. Group dinners, karaoke, dancing, outdoor events, barbecues, and so on. The idea is to show yourself, and when you meet someone compatible, have the courage to hold their hand, and fate takes care of the rest. In addition to matchmaking, the club has other functions, like helping men with low emotional intelligence improve it, or providing support for entrepreneurial projects for those with low income, all to help members break free from the single status. If you think the club is a good idea for you or your family, contact me. Maybe we can join forces and create something great, with unexpected results.
Unveiling the dark secrets and violent tactics of the marriage agency industry. The marriage agency industry, whether online dating websites or offline institutions, I'll be blunt, it's a memorial without walls. To the average person, marriage agencies are intermediaries providing matchmaking services for singles, but how does this relate to brothels? Many people might accuse me of maliciously attacking the industry, but that's not the case. Please, read on. Today, almost all of us have limited social and professional circles, with few opportunities to meet people of the opposite sex. Many want to solve this issue by turning to agencies, and this idea itself isn't wrong. However, what happens is that within this industry, some resort to unscrupulous methods and violent tactics. Firstly, they publish a large number of false marriage ads to grab your attention, then tell you how many single people they have waiting for you. Typically, their ads contain keywords like wealthy and handsome women and men looking for marriage, public officials, stable income, kind-hearted and loving women, and other attention-grabbing phrases designed to lure people into their traps. Next, after finding potential clients, they invite you for an interview. At this stage, the higher-level staff will praise you, encourage you, and make you believe that marriage success is definitely possible. They use subtle psychological suggestions to convince you that if you want to get married, this is the place to do it. At this point, when you see that the people they present as potential matches meet your criteria, and you witness how dedicated and positive the staff are in trying to help you, you get brainwashed into signing a service contract. So, how do they charge for their services? They charge based on the type of person you want to find. The higher your requirements, the higher the cost. Generally, they ask for an initial payment of a few thousand yuan, but later, other fees appear, ranging from tens of thousands to even hundreds of thousands of yuan, depending on who you are. During this process, they keep telling you that money is an investment in your happiness, that money can't be taken with you when you die, and that spending this money will help you find the love of your life. They make you think that investing in your own happiness is necessary. Many people who are eager to find a partner and believe they will succeed in marriage at this point think they've found a safe haven and end up paying large fees to the agencies. In the end, however, their time and money are wasted, and they gain nothing. Over time, they do arrange dates for you, but these are all people they have hired to deceive you. In the end, you're left feeling frustrated and wondering where you went wrong, gradually abandoning the idea of ever marrying. Remember this. It's better to remain single for life than to fall for the tricks of these fraudulent agencies. These people wear a legal facade but are engaged in fraudulent business. They walk with two legs, and if they can deceive you, imagine how easily they can deceive others.
If you're still planning to visit a matchmaking service this year, then you definitely need to pay attention to what I'm about to say. To verify whether these services are reliable, I personally became a member and went undercover for a month. After paying a 2,500 yuan membership fee, I really thought it was all too shady. Now I finally understand why so many people come to me saying they've been scammed by matchmaking services. I'm going to reveal, based on my own experience, the behind-the-scenes operations of a well-known matchmaking service in Chengdu in hopes that it can help you. First, the 2,500 yuan membership fee is just for the basic level. They'll show you only candidates who aren't up to your standards. The goal of this stage is to make sure you're not interested in anyone. Once you raise your expectations, the matchmaker will try to convince you to pay for a higher level membership, promising to match you with better quality candidates. This process slowly empties your wallet. Second, your first matchmaking date is likely to be a disappointment. You'll be excited, thinking you're about to find someone to marry, right? The matchmaker will tell you that the person wasn't interested in you but that there's someone even better, and they'll continue arranging dates for you. At this point, you'll start questioning whether you should be grateful for this. In the end, after you refuse a few matches and the number of dates according to the contract is nearly complete, the matchmaker will use various tactics to convince you to renew the service, making you feel like you're just one step away from happiness. Most people end up caving in and paying again, since they've already paid part of the fee, right? I can tell you that this is a road with no return. After researching this market, I found that in the smaller matchmaking services in Chengdu, the chances of encountering fake matches, people who aren't genuinely interested, might be a little lower, but the quality is still really questionable. Most people who pay for these matchmaking services end up remaining single. You need to understand the logic behind these matchmaking services. They work like a sales business, using persuasion tactics to get you to sign the contract quickly, then pressuring you to renew, going for a second round of charges. This can cost anywhere from a few thousand yuan to tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. So, are you still thinking about going to a matchmaking service? Of course, I also want to remind those who have already paid to make sure to keep all the evidence, like screenshots of the promises made to you, the original contract, invoices, and even the information about the candidates. All of this will be important as proof if you ever need to seek your rights in the future. Got it?
Besides the scams, there are clients with bizarre demands that make matchmakers want to give up.
What is the biggest scam in the matchmaking market? It's those people who say they have no requirements. But the truth is, they actually do have high standards. And the most critical people are the ones who are overly picky. During my 4 years as a matchmaker, many single people told me, my standards aren't high. So why can't I find the right person? But during the introduction process, they unknowingly reveal they are not happy with someone's height. They don't like someone's job. Or they don't think someone is attractive. Or they just don't feel a connection. No connection. What is connection? This is something undefined. A very vague concept. And the real reason behind it is a lack of self-awareness. They really don't know what kind of partner they want. They don't know what kind of future they want. They just keep saying they don't feel a connection with this person. Or that they have no chemistry with that one. Often it's these undefined and vague things that end up making them, even at an older age, unable to meet the right partner. And who finds a partner the easiest? Those people usually have clarity about themselves. They have a plan for the future. And of course, that makes it much easier for them to find someone. In today's society, there are more and more single people. However, many of them are very busy with work, or have a shy and independent personality, which makes it difficult for them to find a partner. As a result, they place great hopes in dating companies to help them find someone. This is why more and more dating companies are emerging. This is a job that doesn't require a big investment to start. There are even many intermediaries who, in fact, don't have any successful cases, but they already start exaggerating and advertising, saying that they only need to find 2 to 8 men to start a dating company. Then they begin reusing these 2 to 8 men repeatedly, because in the dating market, the number of women is 6 times greater than that of men. In China, there is a huge demand from women for dating companies, but in reality, foreign men don't have the same need. If a Chinese intermediary tells a foreign man that they are willing to pay for him and even introduce many Chinese women to him, this man will certainly be interested. However, for Chinese women, this is extremely unfair. Therefore, many dating companies really make a huge profit. They can charge thousands of yuan and tell you that they will serve you for 6 to 8 months. But during this time, it is very possible that women will be introduced to repeated men, who are being recycled constantly. If the men they are introduced to are not interested, they will be blamed for being too picky. If it's the man who isn't interested, they'll say it's because the woman's conditions are not good enough. In the end, these companies will always find some reason to justify that they've done the work, but that the reason it didn't work out is that the two of them didn't meet each other's standards. So, whether they succeed or fail has nothing to do with them. When I can no longer use traditional methods to truly help women find a partner, I refuse to work in this kind of mediation. I have my own limits, and I only accept money that allows me to feel at peace with my conscience.
I really don't understand how there are still people who believe these companies will actually find the ideal person for them. And I'm not just talking about Chinese matchmaking companies, which, even though outdated, must still have people who take it seriously, but also about apps like Tinder and other similar platforms. The truth is, at the end of the day, the only goal of these companies is to make money, not to provide real and lasting relationships. What's the logic behind a company that profits more as the number of singles increases, actually wanting to help those singles find someone? How can a matchmaking company in China be dedicated to this, when a single person is paying a monthly fee just to have blind dates once a month? The focus of these companies has never been, and will never be, to genuinely help clients find the perfect match. What they want is to make sure the subscription is renewed every month, without caring if the person actually meets someone or not. After all, the more singles, the more money in their pockets. And with dating apps like Tinder, it's the same thing. The algorithm is designed to generate matches, but not necessarily to foster real relationships. The game of Tinder and other apps is to keep people addicted, swiping nonstop, paying for extra features, and trying to find the perfect match, when in reality, most of the matches are just a facade to generate more engagement and, of course, more profit. Anyone who believes these companies are truly dedicated to finding them a real partner needs to rethink their expectations. There's nothing wrong with looking for fun or casual encounters, but pretending that these places care about serious relationships is a big fallacy. These companies are not there to help you find someone special. They're there to make sure you keep paying for something that, most of the time, is just an illusion. Their system is simple. Singles keep paying their monthly fees while the companies keep profiting without worrying about the quality of the dates or the actual success of their clients. Don't be fooled. If you're really looking for a partner, you should think twice before entering this game of empty promises. What's your opinion on this? Do you think these Chinese matchmaking companies are running out of time, or do they still have time to fool more people? If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.